So even though I'm like moving further away, that fascia is all still engaged in it because I'm keeping the tension on it.
Give it 25 seconds.
She's got a little oil from her this morning on her too, but it's not too bad. So if I was gonna do the pushing together, I like to do it right along the spine, and you gotta kind of get in a good stance, and then you just push.
So are you sinking in?
Yeah, so you always sink in because you're going into the fascia. You don't have to, I'm not putting like weight, a lot of weight down, I'm just sinking into the superficial fascia. So when I do hands together like this, we can either go for a full 2 minutes or so, or we can go until our hands are touching each other.
Wow.
Okay.
And it was tight around her spine, like on that section.
Yeah, the tightest it was her upper right quadrant, but I could tell there was some resistance coming away from the spine down here.
That's right, because
How are you feeling?
I can kind of feel it like in my chest or something.
You can feel it in your chest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fascia is pretty crazy.
Weird.
We're like just this giant skin bag.
So what? So what does it feel like in your
baby
chest?
is gonna be like
It
burning
feels
your
like
brain
it's
too.
like poking or pulling or something pressure.
Like it's pulling on it.
Kind of. It's weird.
Does it feel good?
No. Not on my chest, but the rest of us.
Does it feel okay now that I let up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got all the way to each other, to like your hands touch.
And you're right at 2 minutes when that happened.
Was it?
Nice.
So now we're gonna go the opposite. Are you feeling it still? Or not as much in the chest?
Not as much. I think it's just like the pressure pushing down.
Okay. So I definitely say you want your tables like for sure low enough when you're doing this work. Just because you want to be able to lean into pretty much everything.
And this can be done on all body parts.
Yep. Yeah, we're starting with the back today. I'll give you guys a good amount of time to play around, and then we'll get into the legs and stuff, because this is really great for plantar fasciitis in the calf. Releasing the calf is really great. It can be really helpful in the forearms for carpal tunnel, or like really any wrist pain, stuff like that. People who use their wrists a lot.
So how about, does it help with like tennis elbow and, what is it, golfer's elbow?
Yeah. Yep. So I would do like along here and below. So let's retest a little bit. So still kind of stuck that way, but better, I think. So I'll feel pretty good. She definitely still has some stuff in here. We'll see how, like, when I go this way, her head isn't moving anymore.
Oh, it's not. Here, do that again. Okay.
Used to, like, I barely would push on, like, just that would make her head kind of jerk that way. So we release some of
It's
that
not moving
stuff.
at all when you do any of that, is it?
No. And it feels a lot softer. So I would say, like, if I was going to continue doing myofascial on her, I would do even micro stuff. Kind of like right over the ROMs here. Is that pressure okay?
Mm-hmm.
My nails are getting just a little too long. Do you feel that anywhere else?
Mm-mm.
You can even unwind in areas like this and just go towards the area that you feel, like in unwinding, we kind of go towards the area that feels like it's drawing you to it. It's kind of the same. Just doing pretty good. Just gonna do, I'm gonna come on that side. And do a little bit more. Another one you can do is like one hand this way and one hand this way, so you're not crossing.
Do they feel different, Jamie? Or basically the same?
I feel like it's maybe this one is. I don't know. I think it's the same.
Cool.
I can't decide.
It might be a little less specific, but it feels like pretty much along her whole shoulder blade feels kind of adhered. And sometimes you'll like be going and cruising and the fascia feels like it's moving and then it just stops. And you just chill. I don't move. I let the fascia move underneath my hands. If they are older and really dehydrated, you might not get any of this movement like this. It'll feel very different.
Because everything's harder or less elastic.
Yeah. Yeah, so more collagen, less elastin.
Yeah, cool. really good.
Yeah. And then when you're done, you can redo the stretch and just notice how much it's changed. So for her, I feel like her skin bag is pretty loose, but she could use trigger point work. I do all the trigger point work in there now. So typically, my massages incorporate MFR and then NMT and Swedish all together into one thing.
Do you start with MFR then because of no cream?
Yep,
And then move on?
totally. That's why I'll start with this just to get a feel. I'll move the shoulders because, like, when you press on someone's shoulders like this, noticing how much the head moves, how much the arms move, and how much down there doesn't move. Because, like, if you look, like, all of this is moving, but sometimes you push on people and nothing is moving down there, if that makes sense. So, plus, you know, if you get cream on your hands, then you can't really skin roll at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really hard. Trying to think of what else. You can also do, I'm trying to think, like a cross where you spread away from the spine. So if somebody